What's up, guys? This is Magma King back at you with another video. So in this one, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the YouTube Rewind of 2019. And I'm going to kind of be comparing some of the things that they did this year as opposed to what they didn't do last year. So this year, I can definitely say this Rewind was way better than the last one. And it still wasn't perfect. There were still some things they could have done easily better, but it was better than last year, and that's kind of the important thing. It means they're getting closer to knowing what people like. Because this year they were showing things like top lists of certain YouTubers, what they accomplished. The biggest thing that I like to see, and this is actually why I liked the Rewind, they were showing what YouTubers broke out in the year of 2019. And now in last year's Rewind, they didn't do any of that. In fact, they didn't even mention their own platform, except for the fact that saying they control the Rewind. But that's something completely different. They were mentioning things like Fortnite. They were gathering around a campfire, talking about like how great they were. They were talking about music references, which is okay. Like, don't get me wrong. But it doesn't represent YouTube in any way. And I think that's why so many people disliked it. And that's why I kind of disliked it as well. I put a like on the video, but it was only to see how many dislikes the video would get. But one thing I can definitely say for sure is that this one, they did a way better job. And the like versus dislike ratio is 3 and 8 right now, meaning 3 million dislikes, 8 million it's the other way around. 3 million likes, 8 million dislikes. And then the other one, though, it was 2 and 17, meaning 2 million likes, 17 million dislikes, which is way worse. And that turned out to be the most disliked video in the history of YouTube. Not just on YouTube now, but in history. And I don't even think it was just the most disliked video on YouTube's history. I think it was the most disliked video on any platform's history. Because if you guys can tell me one area somewhere else or one video that got more dislikes anywhere, because I can guarantee you it hasn't happened on Facebook, it does not happen on Instagram, it does not happen on Twitter. I don't know where it has, but yeah, this one, I think some people are just disliking it because it's the YouTube company making it. And a lot of people have been disagreeing with YouTube's new rule changes and all that. Like, I also kind of want to talk about that a little bit, because some of the rule changes, there are some that I do agree with and some that I don't agree with. So one of the rule changes that I do agree with is the abbreviated subscriber counts. And some of you guys might be thinking, why do you agree with that? It is because too many people were actually spamming and doing sub for sub. But when you get to 1,000 subscribers, if it's abbreviated, it's not going to show up. So it's like, it's going to kind of get people away from doing that. Another thing is, this is a rule that I disagreed with. Actually, you know what? Now that I come to think of it, I don't really agree with the abbreviated subscriber counts, because it's like, if they're doing that, why don't they start at 10? Though that's another thing. Why don't they start at 10? But here's a rule change that I do disagree with a passion. They made it earlier this year to where you have to have 1,000 subscribers to live stream, and it's like people were spamming to try to grow their channels, like doing sub for sub, stuff like that. I get that 100%, but YouTube, there's really nothing that can be done about that. People are going to be doing sub for sub. People are going to be abusing platforms. People are going to be spamming, trying to grow their channel. It's just too many people are doing it. There's really nothing that can be done. But here's a rule change that I agree with, and you're about to disagree with me at first, but I'm going to kind of go into depth and explain why I agree with this. So the COPA Act. So a lot of people have told me that the COPA Act is going to wipe all gaming channels, all the fun channels, all your favorite YouTubers off the face of YouTube. Now, at first I kind of panicked, because I thought, is that really what it's going to do? But then I went into more depth on this, and I saw that, it's not what everybody thinks it is. It's not going to do any of that. what this is, it's actually a new act that is making people mark their videos and telling people whether it's suitable for somebody under a certain age or not. So this one I actually do agree with. Like, that's all they're doing. They're not taking away all these channels. They're just making it to where it's going to be more safe. But yeah, that's a rule that I agree with 100%, because some of the stuff that was getting by on YouTube, like killer clown videos, some people were doing things like that, or the terrorist pranks, those were going too far. Like, I'm a kind of person that doesn't like those kind of videos. Like, I've watched them before, but it's like if they're, I don't even know. Like, sometimes those videos just leave me speechless, because it's actually, I don't know if they're actually pranking people into thinking that they've just killed somebody or about to, or like, just pranks like that are going way too far. Now, I'm not saying that pranks in general are bad, because some of them are funny, but ones where you're pretending like you're about to kill somebody or that you have, that's not okay. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this year's Rewind and the new rule changes and everything. Let me know if you guys agree with me or if you don't quite agree as much. But once again, Magma King, peace out.